good evening, and welcome to Edinburgh. We're at the southern tip of Texas to bring you exciting USL Championship soccer. And tonight, the Rio Grande Valley Toros host the Phoenix Rising FC. Glad to have you with us. I'm Mark May with Brian Smith, coming to you from beautiful HEB Park on ESPN+. And Brian, who are our players to watch tonight?
Fine selections on the evening. We'll begin with the visiting Phoenix Rising. Keep an eye on that gentleman right there. Danny Trejo has been doing a spectacular job with this team right now. Leads the team with 12 goals. That's third in the USL currently. He's also sixth in the USL with 5 assists. When the ball is at his feet, anything can happen as Phoenix continue to try to rise up those USL standings. On the other side for the Toros of Rio Grande Valley, it's the hot foot of Wilmer Andres Cabrera, team leader with 7 goals. He's also leading the team in shots, 37, shots on target, 20. You can keep going. So goes Cabrera as the offense of the Toros go. Let him have a head of steam and a ball at his feet, and good things can happen for Rio Grande Valley.
Both of these teams are loaded. They're going to see some fireworks at the feet of some of these strikers on both teams here tonight. We'll take a look at the starting lineup and the keys to the game when we come back. Right now, you're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
At HEB, we're inspired by Mexico. The colors, the flavors, and aromas. And we want to share them with you. So we created the HEB Mi Tienda family of products with authentic Mexican flavors, from savory marinated meats, frijoles and queso, to tamales, soft drinks, and more. HEB Mi Tienda brings you the traditional flavors you love. One more reason here, everything's better.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
When it comes to our familia, we all have our own flavor and expression. At Tequila de Corralejo, we believe sharing our individuality is what makes gathering together so fun. Here's to those who stand tall and share their passion.
Espinos Tires on FAR 83 has been serving the Valley for over 30 years. We offer a wide assortment of tires, wheels, and auto parts. Let us build your dream vehicle with only $49 down. No credit required.
Did you know when you bank with Lone Star National Bank, you're investing in your community? By creating jobs that stimulate our local economy, creating success that we share with our community. In fact, Lone Star National Bank donates more money and more volunteers to more causes than all other area banks combined. We do what the little banks can't, and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
And welcome back here in Edinburgh. It's at HEB Park, just moments away from kickoff, and time for our starting lineups, Brian.
Starting with the visiting Phoenix Rising, they will come out in the standard 4-4-2. In goal, you see Rios, Novo. Backline defense there, Sternberg, Harvey, Fumayor. The captain in this one for Phoenix Rising will be the forward, Daniel Trejo. He's got a lot of experience at his feet. It's continued to be a very strong showing for Phoenix Rising. On the other side, for the Toros of Rio Grande Valley, they're in their tried and true 4-2-3-1. The lineup we've seen most common for the Toros in this one. All the usual suspects in this lineup over the last 4 matches for Rio Grande Valley. Captain in this one is Juan David Cabezas, your standard in the midfield. He tries to lead the Toros into what is a huge matchup against Phoenix Rising for the standings in the USL. Look at your keys for this match. Rio Grande Valley, it's going to be about what they can do with their attack, being very focused on their set pieces. As we've seen across many of their successful matches on the year, Rio Grande Valley is at their best when they can get into a set attack, have that set ball, draw up the attack the way Coach Cabrera wants it, and then capitalize. They cannot give up space in those important set pieces. Those tend to be their best scoring opportunities. On the other side, for Phoenix Rising, they've got to protect the passing lanes and defend Rio Grande Grande Valley in the wide field. Allow the Toros to pick you apart. They can get themselves into positions to draw the fouls they need to have those key set pieces that have led to their success on the year.
This is the first matchup between these two this season. They'll have their return match in just a couple of weeks in Phoenix. Meanwhile, the series between these two, dominated by the Phoenix Rising, they've won 6, lost once, and drawn 3 times. That one loss, however, was the last time they met. That was back in October of last season, and it was right here at HEB Park, a 2-1 win for the Toros. Toros, by the way, on a 3-game home winning streak. We'll see if that continues tonight. And overall, it's a 4-game unbeaten streak here at HEB Park. Toros beginning tonight 4 points out of a playoff spot. So they can't get into the playoff picture tonight, but they can come to within 1 point of it. And I think you were noticing, Brian, looking at the games remaining and things like that, the Toros are starting to run out of time, aren't they?
Yeah, it's an interesting stat to look at for Rio Grande Valley. In their 3 prior playoff appearances, they had about 50 points at the conclusion of the season. Toros find themselves with 28 points currently, so realistically, to match those statistic totals from their last 3 playoff appearances, they need to win 7 of their next 10 matches left in the year to get to that point total. That could be a tall order, but it can start tonight against Phoenix Rising.
And Phoenix Rising has generally been in the playoffs in the USL Championship since they entered the USL Championship back in 2019, but they did miss the playoffs last year. You might even remember that Phoenix Rising was in the USL Championship final back in 2020, was canceled due to COVID. And here we see early on some pressure by the Toros, who in orange and blue kits against the all-white Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising able to kick their way out of trouble there, and now they make their move for the first time into Toros territory. Trejo with the pass off to the right wing, now inside, a little too far ahead for Darnell King, and this will be goal kick here for the home team.
An excellent counter there by Phoenix. It did fall apart at the very end, but you saw Rio Grande Valley applying a lot of pressure with their forwards on the early side of that attack. One side effect of all that pressure, they left a pretty nice lane for Phoenix Rising to build off the counter. That's exactly what they did. Look for the Toros to continue that pressure. That's where they found most of their success, but they have got to make sure they've got numbers back to help protect against that long counter.
Yeah, the Toros are a team that have generally found success when they don't have possession, aren't they?
Yeah, they love to apply pressure to their opponent, have them make the mistake, which puts you in a position to build on attack. And, you know, what else do you expect? A player like Wilmer Cabrera becoming your head coach. He was a defender by trade. He can look at that position and see where their weakness is, try to capitalize on that. But again, they have got to be able to keep that defensive pressure active on all aspects of the pitch in order to capitalize.
Yeah, the Toros over their last 3 games, all on the road, a little 3-game road trip, did not do that well. Just 1 draw, 1 point from those 3 matches. We see the head coach of Phoenix Rising right there, Coach Juan Guerra. And in all 3 of those matches, the Toros had the majority of possession, something they don't like to do. Phoenix Rising right now, passing the ball back and forth, looking for that opening. They come in quite a busy team. They've scored 38 goals this year, which is 6th in the 24-team USL Championship. But they've given up a lot. 30 goals they've allowed, which is tied for 9th. Pass inside. Trejo was not running onto that, and it'll go all the way back to Tyler Derrick in goal. Derrick, who's 34 years old, out of Houston. His 58 saves ranks 8th in the USL Championship. 5 clean sheets. He has him 12th. One of the top keepers in the USL Championship.
By far the top keeper in Toros history. He owns essentially every statistical category that this club has to look at in keepers. Big part of that, he has had so much experience, spent time with the Houston Dynamo earlier in his career, and he's just a quality keeper. That's why he puts up so many great numbers. His ability to read the field defensively and put his teammates in a position to prevent those scoring opportunities.
See, Jonathan Ricketts tried to play that up. It went off a defender and out. Now we've got a man down. This looks like Federico Varela out of Argentina for the Rising. Varela, a 27-year-old midfielder. There see it again as Varela had stepped in there. Looks like he might have been cleated accidentally there by Ricketts. So Phoenix Rising comes in at 32 points. They are just barely in the playoff picture right now, ranking 7th in Group West. Top 8 will advance to the playoffs, which is not that far away. We're more than halfway through August, and mid-October is when the playoffs begin. So right now is when you want to start playing your best football of the season. If you're going to make a move, it has to be now. That's where the Toros are. They're beginning tonight out of that playoff picture, 4 points out, and looking to catch back up. And of course, they've got an opportunity here. They've got a home game here tonight, a home game next week against San Diego Loyal. This one goes too far, again intended for King. Nodarse providing was the marker there, and this will be another goal kick here for Tyler Derrick.
I've seen that twice from Phoenix Rising here in the first 4.5 minutes. They're not afraid to send that counter long. Keep a really close eye. Darnell King is quite crafty, and he's very speedy on that far wing. And maybe trying to feed him and allow him some space to operate with that speed one-on-one with a Toros defender. Here Phoenix does see something they like up that far side, and they are looking for King in a hurry.
Yeah, and they've got King playing as a midfielder here tonight. He played last week as a defender, and here he is on the right side, inside to Trejo, can't get turned. Akwe able to bounce him off the ball. And the Toros dodge a bullet there. Wilmer Cabrera will race forward as the Toros now begin the counter. This is where they are, this is their strength right here, is those counters. Galindres inside, there's a shot over the bar. A tall shot from the top of the 18 there by Christian Pinzon. Pinzon, who had 7 goals last year, has struggled with some injuries this year, has just 1 goal, but still has that magic touch. First shot by either team tonight. A lot of games in action across the USL Championship. We got 10 games going on across the board. It's a game last night, in fact, Tampa Bay defeating FC Tulsa by a score of 2-1. You can see again that Toros applying that pressure in the back third. Here's Trejo. Trejo with 12 goals. Tried to pass it off quickly, and the Toros defense able to squeeze the ball back in their favor. Oh, nice turn there by Nodarse. Number 3, the Swede, Stenberg, playing at the center back spot. Will send it back to his keeper, Rocco Rios Novo, who's out of Los Angeles, only 21 years old. He's been very busy playing his 22nd game here tonight. Has 71 saves, which puts him among the league leaders. Chance here brewing for Phoenix Rising. King will send this back. And there's Hernandez. Hernandez able to get around a marker, goes inside to the box. Here's King. His shot is stuffed by Nodarse, and that'll be a corner kick here for the Rising. So certainly the Rising like to favor that right side here early on, don't they?
Yeah, you see their eyes just tend to kind of shift toward Darnell King. That was entirely developed by their ability to find him long, come back in toward the middle, and then as they cook back in, looking for King once again. He's kind of that pressure release valve in their offense. They find him, he's able to find something in the middle, and then they try to cheat him back into an attacking position. That was eerily close.
An attempt at a header there. Ball bounces loose, still loose in the area, or it goes out, and this looks like it'll be another corner kick here for Phoenix Rising. Wilmer Cabrera, in his 4th year as head coach of the Toros, looks on. This will be Jose Hernandez out of Mexico taking the corner. This goes right to Derrick. Might have even been an Olympic goal, as they call it, if Derrick had not played it. Derrick spearing that one and quickly helps the Toros on the counter. Nice move there by Cabrera. Is going to send it forward. This is Galindres inside, kicked away there by the defense. Nice play there by Gallardo. Or excuse me, by Harvey, the defender, Carlos Harvey. Toros will regroup at midfield. Here is Cabezas. Cabezas wearing the captain's armband tonight, as he usually does when he draws the start. Had his first goal of the season earlier this week. That was on Wednesday, a 2-1 loss at San Antonio. This Cabezas out of Cabezas, who's from Colombia, 32 years old. Tried to get it inside for Cabrera. It's knocked away. Then Trejo has control, and he'll quickly get it out to the right side. Out there is Armenacas. Manos Armenacas. Been a mainstay in the offensive attack for the Rising this season. Varela plays it back to Hernandez, and now it goes all the way back to the midfield, and Phoenix Rising will regroup. Playing there at the center back is Alejandro Fuenmayor out of Venezuela. Spent some time with the Venezuelan national team as well. Chip over to the right side, a little too far, broken up by the Toros. Ricky Ruiz got a piece of it. Rising back on the move again. Here's Hernandez drawing 3 markers, now 4, and is dispossessed. Long chip into the open field to Cabrera. Does a brilliant job to settle that one. Off his back heel, still brought it right down to his feet. No score yet, 11th minute here at HEB Park. Now here's Taylor Davila. Davila among the league leaders in chances created. Came in tonight with 50, which is 3rd in the league. Send it to the left side. And a chance here brewing. This is Ruiz. Ruiz, who has 3 goals in all competitions. Forced to pass it back to Cabezas, the captain. He'll send it into the box and head it out by the defense. I believe that was Varela who got a piece of it. And the Toros regroup here. Now goes to Ricketts. Ricketts out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, trying to buy some space. Trying to work a little give and go there on the right touch line with Cabrera, but he lost control. It's going to be Rising's ball now.
That was some spectacular defense by Phoenix there. There were no passing lanes for the Toros to really move anything toward the box. They were just having to move back and forth across the top. Well, that one was finally taken out.
We see our first whistle of the game, first free kick, taken quickly again by the Toros. We saw a moment ago, Rios Novo almost misplayed that ball back into his own net and let it trickle all the way back to the goal line before he cleared it off. Cabrera, the team leader with 7 goals coming in. 7 goals would be only good enough for 3rd in the Phoenix Rising goal scoring lineup. They've got Trejo with 12, and Arteaga, who's not even starting tonight, with 11. The sent ahead for Cabrera, and beating him to the ball is Zambrano, and now it's cleared upfield. You see Derek come out of his net. He called Akwe off, and he'll restart the attack. Looking at the Toros, they have 31 goals on the season. That's tied for 9th. So both of these teams are in the top 10 in terms of goal scoring. Phoenix Rising number 6 and the Toros number 9. In terms of shots per game, they're about even, both averaging over 12 shots a game. Phoenix Rising getting about 4 shots on target a game, but they are one of the league leaders when it comes to conversion rate, so they don't need that many shots to get their goals.
And with passing accuracy for Phoenix, that may be their strongest suit, is their ability to place their passes, pinpoint accuracy. They currently lead the USL at 84% pass accuracy. That can make it quite difficult for a team like Rio Grande Valley that's looking for you to make passing mistakes and put them in a position to attack. Phoenix just does not make mistakes in their passing.
Yeah, and you look at their conversion rate, they're tied for second in the entire league at 18%. And in fact, they come in with their last 6 shots on target have all been goals. They had exactly 5 shots on target last week against El Paso in a 5-0 demolition of the Locomotive. And then only 1 shot on target the week before that, but it was good enough for a goal. That was in a 2-1 loss against San Antonio FC. Here's Davila. Davila able to get turned after the quick restart. Chance here for the Toros. 4 in the attack at the moment. This goes inside, kind of a touch to Cabrera, then it's headed back to the keeper. Cabrera had a chance at that, but Rios Novo ready to go and grab that one first.
Nice little look at a give and go there for the Toros. You drop something in the box and look for a chip and try to put it just over that defender and give Cabrera a chance to run it down. Mentioned Mark Rios Novo right on top of that, springs into action, is able to collect that before Wilmer Cabrera can put a foot to it.
Yeah, and both of tonight's goalies are in the league's top 10 in saves. Rios Novo's tied for second with 71 saves, and Tyler Derrick, we mentioned, is 8th with 58 stops. Derrick also has 5 clean sheets. Rios Novo has 4. And the Toros scoring has certainly picked up. They went through a real drought earlier this year where they failed to score in 6 of 8 games, but have since scored in their last 12. 16th minute now here at HEB Park. No score yet, but both teams have had some half chances. Defenses have held firm so far. There's Cabezas with a nice little intercept. Gets it to Davila. Now over to the right side. Here's Cabrera. Cabrera trying to send it inside. It'll go off Unjoma and out of play.
Unjoma played defense without even seeing where the ball was. Wilmer Cabrera was trying to send something back in toward the middle. It ends up coming off the back of Unjoma's head. Right there, he whips his head to the side to see what's happening. Ends up catching a little bit of soccer ball.
And this will be the first corner of the match for the Toros. Taken by Davila. Oh, and a nice flick on for the goal. How about that? The Toros in front 1-0.
Galindry's up to the moment. And what did we say for Rio Grande Valley? They have to be successful on their set pieces. Guess what? That's a spectacular set piece from Taylor the Creator, and he does a spectacular job of placing it where Galindry's can just whip that head back and forth. Huge goal for Rio Grande Valley.
That was something special with the nice flick on. We'll take another look here.
And the placement on this is just spectacular. All Galindry's has to do is redirect, and there is just not much that Rios Novo can do with that. It's past him before he even knows what's coming.
So Galindres, his 3rd goal of the season. Davila picks up the assist. The 4th assist for Davila. And yeah, a pretty goal there to open up the scoring here for Rio Grande Valley. They go up 1-0 here in the 17th minute. And they're pretty good when they score first. The Toros 5 wins, only 1 loss this year with 4 draws when they draw first blood.
That 1 loss actually came on Wednesday against San Antonio. They struck first against San Antonio before conceding 2 goals later in that opening half. Chance for a little bit of a redemption for their defense here. You've got the 1-0 lead. Now it's time to flex some of that defensive prowess.
You saw Trejo there move into the area, went down, play continued. This will be a throw-in now here for for the Toros. It's all rising quickly, trying to counter to get back that equalizer, and they are a dangerous team. Trejo, as we mentioned, among the league leaders, tied for 3rd, in fact, with 12 goals. He's also one of the top players in terms of helpers as well, with 5 assists.
Top 10 across the USL in both of those categories.
And for Galindras, that's just his 5th shot, his 4th on target, and he's got 3 goals to show for it. Not a bad conversion rate. Well, he is certainly dangerous. He gets the ball near that goal, he can be deadly accurate. We see Juan Mayor pass it back to his keeper, Rios Novo. Novo coming well out of his box here. Gonna chip it forward, trying to get it to Trejo. I think Pimentel was there to head that one forward, but Phoenix Rising still on the move here. So they try the right flank once again. Going down in a heap is King. And they're going to say this is a corner kick. King was appealing for a foul, but no such going. But it'll be the 3rd corner here for Rising. Ricky Ruiz, we see there defending on that play.
That's defended pretty well by Ricky Ruiz. He stays right on the hip of King. Their feet end up getting tangled up, and that's what takes Ruiz to the turf.
Here, this is sent inside, goes off of Derek and out. It'll be another corner kick. That was Varela with a quick snapshot, but Derek had the angle covered. It'll be the 4th corner now here for Phoenix Rising. Coming inside, a punch by Derek. It's outside the 18. And Toros trying to work it forward. Cabezas edges it forward, and now it's tipped way ahead up to Cabrera's running onto it. Kicked away from him by number 23, Munjoma. And the Rising able to break up that opportunity for the Toros. So both teams seem very strong and confident on the counter. Galindras with the goal here in the early going. 1-0 our score. Came off a corner kick set up by Taylor Davila. Rising trying for the equalizer now. Rising haven't done well this year when they give up the first goal. They have yet to win a game where they give up the first goal. They're 0-6 with 5 draws. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez with time. Varela tried to pass it inside, was intercepted. Now Davila moving back for the Toros. And the Toros again trying for the counter. Cabrera open on the right side. See if they can get it to him. Here it goes to Ruiz. He'll chip it, trying to get to that right side. And the header, another header to save made in front by Rios Novo. Wow. Toros almost put that one in to go up 2-0. Saw they chipped it to Cabrera, and then Cabrera headed it back over the keeper's head to the far post. And I believe that was Pinzon.
Who had the second header, yes.
Was it Pinzon with the second header?
Christian Pinzon. And give some credit to Wilmer Cabrera. He had to really be athletic just to get his head on that to keep that play alive, and it very nearly ended in a second goal for Rio Grande Valley. Tip of the hat to Rios Novo, staying on his tippy toes and was ready to stay right in front of that header.
There's going to be a foul on King here and a free kick for the Toros. Here's another look at it. Oh, it is actually the save made there by Stenberg. I thought it had gone off of the keeper, but it went the defender, Stenberg, was able to head that one clear. Both of these teams playing well right now. They're coming off of their biggest wins of the year, and both against El Paso Locomotive. The Toros last week defeating, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, defeating, the last time they were here, defeating El Paso 5-2. Then they went on that 3-game road swing. And last week it was the Phoenix Rising defeating the same El Paso club 5-0. Rising season high is 6 goals. And the Toro season high was the 5 goals there against El Paso. Another chance here for Rising. Moving into the attacking third, here's Hernandez. He's cut off. They'll go over to the left side. Oh, and then misplayed there by Munjoma out of McKinney, Texas. Couldn't quite settle that one. It'll be the Toros ball.
Look at Munjoma had eyes up. He was looking at the net. Have to secure that ball. Make sure you knock it down before you make a move toward the box. Just got a little bit ahead of himself there as that one trickled out.
Zambrano able to play this one to Hernandez and then all the way back to their center back, Juan Mayor. Juan Mayor out of Venezuela, 6'1", 154 pounds. The ball up, sends it over to the right side. Rising has favored attacking on that right so far here in this first half. Here they try to chip it that way, goes over the head of Harvey, and Darce able to head it upfield. Phoenix still again with control. That one, Toros got a piece of it. Ball comes loose, and they're going to say a free kick here. They're going to call Ruiz for the foul, I believe. And a free kick here for the Phoenix Rising in a dangerous position. Ruiz, who's from California. This is his second year with the Toros. Played at League One Chattanooga Red Wolves before that.
Actually a really nice spot for Phoenix Rising to work off of a set piece. Find themselves about 15 feet outside of the box, but they're at the corner, so they have a really nice kind of angled look at Tyler Derrick in the net.
Three men in the wall here for the Toros.
An eye on Daniel Trejo here. Gonna keep himself just onside. Should be breaking toward the net quickly.
Here's Barella. Barella runs over it. Here's the chip into the box. Goes all the way through. Last man near it was Juan Mayor, the center back, who'd come all the way up to try to get a touch on that one.
Like a little bit of a miscommunication there for Phoenix. They thought someone would be staying back to take that set piece and redirect. It slips all the way through.
Armenakis was the one who actually took the kick. And Phoenix Rising back with possession now. I'll try it again. Unjoma draws two markers, tried to pop it inside, and Davila kicks that one clear. It'll be a Phoenix throw-in. Entertaining first half here at HEB Park in the 27th minute now. Toros up 1-0 behind the goal by Galindres, his third of the year. Chance brewing here, a shot blocked in front by Nodarce. Still a chance as King is able to settle it. Little give and go there with Panacas, and then the King's pass inside intercepted by Akwe. Wahab Akwe out of Ghana. Second on the team with 34 intercepts, including that one. Akwe with it all the way up to midfield, and then he'll send it back. Toros content to stretch the field here a little bit. It's Cabrera. Cabrera getting boxed in. And this is going to be a throw-in here for the Toros. Toros, as we mentioned, on a 4-game unbeaten streak here at HEB Park. Trying to extend that to 5 tonight, off to an auspicious beginning with a 1-0 lead. Here's Galindres, the goal scorer right now, passing it back to Akwe. It'll go all the way back to Derrick. Haven't seen any signs of fatigue on this Toros team after a 3-game road swing, including this being their 3rd game in 7 nights. Played last weekend, and then again a midweek game Wednesday up in San Antonio. Ricketts fires that one downfield, trying to get it to Galindres. Goes out of play, and this will be Phoenix Rising's ball. Rising have been pretty competitive on the road this year with they're 4-5 with 3 draws. Come into tonight winners of 2 of their last 3 games. Looking to stay in the thick of things in the Group West. Came in tonight ranked 7th. They could move up to 6th if they capture all 3 points tonight. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez will pop it to the left side. Aqua's there to break it up. Trejo was there waiting for that one. Aqua able to break it up just in time. Harvey forced to pass it back to his keeper, Rios Novo. We've seen some good defending here tonight by the Toros. A number of times that Phoenix Rising's tried to pass it off into the box or center the ball. There's been a defender there to help break it up. Cabezas a little too aggressive there against Harvey, and this will be a free kick.
Another pretty good spot for Phoenix Rising. That's probably about 10 yards further up than they want it to be. The angle is going to be pretty sharp. Anytime you can get a stoppage, get a chance to have a breather and set something up, especially with the number of scoring opportunities that Rising has in this lineup, they can be in a really dangerous spot. Take a heavy strike.
We saw a shot of Harvey. He's a big man, 6'1", 180 pounds, out of Panama. Just 23 years old. Guerrilla standing over this, along with Armanacas. Armanacas there on the left. Armanacas will take it toward the net. There's a header in front, bounces right to Tyler Derrick. Boy, kind of pinballed around off a couple of players, but Derrick had good position. We're in the final third of the first half here at HEB Park. 1-0 lead for the Toros, still holding firm. Pimentel plays it up from his center back position. And Pimentel is one of those who was in the doghouse earlier in the season, but he's really got his playing time back, and now hasn't he?
Working his way toward being best in show right now. Had 2 early red cards on the year that kind of put him in a precarious situation with this lineup. So many great defenders in this roster for Rio Grande Valley. But all of Pimentel's experience and his physicality on that back line, it's hard not to have him in the lineup. So after a little bit of time, coach's dark side, he was able to work his way back up in the lineup, and you see why he stays there. He is just a sure-footed and very physical defender. Does not give up yards to the opposition.
And a physical presence there, always in the box for that Rio Grande Valley back line. Here's Ruiz with the throw-in. And Toros will start their build-up. There's Pimentel, the one we were just talking about, out of Mexico, one of those veterans, 32 years old. He, if Cabezas is not out there on the pitch, it usually is Pimentel that will wear the captain's armband. Show you where he stands in the club hierarchy. Now Ricketts with it. Nice little move there by Ricketts. Inside to Davila. Davila pushed off the ball. Play will continue. Here's Hernandez on the counter for Phoenix Rising. They send it off to the right side, and they'll chase after it. Armanacas on top of it. Now work it back to King. Guerrilla passes it back. Zambrano keeps it alive. Now Harvey has to chase after it. Talked about how the Toros are comfortable without the ball. Phoenix Rising's one of those teams that does like to have it in terms of possession. They're about 55% among the league leaders. Toros right about 50%. Zambrano squares it for Harvey. He'll pop it over to the left side, goes inside, and then flicked on by Derrick and cleared by Davila. after the ball was sent in there by Munjoma. It was Akwe and Davila were able to clear it free. Now Varela with it. Again, they go to Munjoma, down low. He'll move inside, he'll put a shot at the net, and Derek in position for the save there.
Played really well by the defense there of Rio Grande Valley. Time of possession looks like it will favor Phoenix Rising here in the first half. The Toros have done a nice job of weathering the storm here that has been Phoenix Rising, coming in wave after wave. The Toros have been able to limit the number of scoring opportunities for Phoenix Rising and have really done a nice job of playing strong against that ever-present attack.
And by the way, Phoenix Rising, we had talked about how they had actually had an amazing streak going of 6 straight goals on 6 straight shots. But the streak came to an end just a moment ago with Derek making that save. Now, they're a team that doesn't put it on net very often, but when they do, they can be deadly. Free kick awarded to Phoenix Rising. You saw the replay there. Rising back on the move. Varela tries to center it. Let's keep it alive. Varela slow to get up. Play continues. Here's Stenberg. Stenberg, the Swede, works a little give and go with Munjoma. Now Stenberg will send it across. King able to get his header on it. Trejo was in the area, but the Toro was able to clear this one. The Toros on the counter move here. Ruiz. Ruiz, who has 2 goals in USL Championship competition and did score once in the US Open Cup. And now we've got another stoppage as Cabrera is upended. This will be a free kick here for Rio Grande Valley. All quickly put back in play. Harvey heads it up in the air. Davila was trying to get at that one. Rising was there first. Munjoma here on the left wing. Trying to get it to players who kind of trying to slice through the seams in the Toros defense, but the Toros not giving those up here this evening to give up those shots in on net. Here as Juan Mayor is upended. Here's a pass over to Cabrera on the right side. He'll send it across. Galindres, and he shoots and just wide.
Another phenomenal strike for Rio Grande Valley, and Galindres did not miss that by much. He's been a revelation on offense the last couple of matches, really coming on strong, quite physical. Very nearly picked up his 2nd goal of the evening.
And Galindres out of Colombia, just 28 years old. And now it's Akwe who's suffering a bit as the trainer comes out to check on him. We've got a stoppage. We'll take another look at that last opportunity.
That was placed beautifully right across for Galindres. He does a nice job of settling it here. Tries and gave him space. Just pushed that wide right. Nice opportunity for Rio Grande Valley. Lots of action here at HEB Park on the evening, but plenty of action still ahead across the USL. And in fact, some exciting news coming from Konami. Konami eFootball Tournament kicks off next week. Hosted by Rival Games, it'll be available on Xbox, PlayStation, and your mobile app. Visit rivalgames.com/USL to sign up and take part in what should be a fantastic event for all of you Konami eFootball fans.
They've got a hydration break going on here at the moment, late first half. 1-0 our score. Galindres, who we saw almost score a moment ago, had the goal back in the 17th minute.
For the Toros, you have to say this was a phenomenal first half. You end up getting the first goal, which tends to be a nice pace setter for you. But more than that, you have taken the wind out of the sails of what was a very strong Phoenix Rising attack coming in. A little time left here in the first half, but so far so good in Rio Grande Valley.
No store does more than my HEB.
There we see Harvey right there, the big physical Panamanian. Coach Juan Guerra, in his first full year as head coach of the Rising, took over in August of 2022, middle of last year. Continued as their head coach this year. Only 36 years old, and he's from Venezuela. Got two South Americans are the head coaches here tonight. Wilmer Cabrera from Colombia, Guerra from Venezuela. And both have played for their respective national teams as well. We're back in action here. Nodarse here steals the ball. Goes out of play. It'll still be a Toros throw-in here in the 40th minute. Nodarse, who's a Cuban out of Havana, only 22 years old, defender. One of the tallest players on the team at 6'2". Pimentel will send it over to Akwe. Had a little too much steam on it. This will be a Phoenix Rising ball. So Rising on the attack here. Their offense has become more aggressive since they fell behind 1-0 back in the 17th minute, but have been unable to generate much in the way of opportunities. Juan Mayor inside. It goes to Zambrano. Trying to get it to Varela. Kicked away from him as he was surrounded by a trio of defenders, but there's going to be a free kick awarded here for Phoenix Rising, possibly a booking as well.
That means that every Toros fan just for a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box. The offer is valid tomorrow.
But they'll beckon the trainer out to take a look at Cabezas.
When you stop by Jack in the Box.
See the referee holding the card. I think insult to injury, Cabezas may end up getting the card here as well.
Couldn't quite see what happened there. Clearly both players collided. You've got two players down, one on each team at the moment.
Of course, Cabezas, your captain for Rio Grande Valley, missed a couple of matches early in this year due to injury, so he just really gotten himself back into the lineup on a consistent basis. To look at the replay of what occurs here, that is tough. Cabezas plants his foot, try to make a move there, and it looks like the defender actually falls onto his leg.
Yeah, this the 16th game played for Cabezas and the 25th overall game for the Toros. And it looks like I think we've received confirmation that it will be Cabezas who will be shown yellow.
Other player involved is Varela there for Phoenix Rising.
And for Cabezas, that'll be his 4th yellow card of the season. First of the game, by the way. And by the way, that ends a little bit of an odd kind of streak here for the Toros, Brian. The last 2 games, the Toros had not picked up a single yellow card. Their first one in 3 games here.
This free kick is going to come almost dead center for Phoenix Rising. They're probably a little further out than they want to be. Don't expect to see them try to put this direct strike on net for redirect. Don't get much more centered than that.
There's Hernandez who's going to chip it to the left side. Akwe there with the header. Hernandez able to play it once again, but the Toros played that one forward. Played by Ricketts, and then Cabrera centers it inside, and there's space here for Galindres. Moving into a dangerous position, he shoots, and save made by Rios Novo. Wow, Galindres had 2 defenders closing in, and fired from the top of the 18. Rios Novo ready for that one.
Defended beautifully by Phoenix Rising. Armanakis does a nice job of closing on a good angle there to take part of the net away from Galindries. That leaves Rios Novo with less to have to protect. He read that off the foot beautifully, able to get in front of it.
Stenberg with it. Inside to Varela, tries to get it forward to Daniel Trejo, who's closing in, and Derek is able to get to the ball first. Pimentel helping him out there. The Toros have done a good job of keeping the ball away from Trejo. We have rarely seen him get the ball at his foot in dangerous positions.
Now enter the final minute of regulation. There should be some stoppage time added to this. Expect 3 to 4 minutes. In fact, there's a confirmation 4 minutes will be.
All right, you got it. Ball goes out of play. It'll be Toros throw in. Still clinging to that 1-0 lead. And Galindres with a lot of chances tonight. He's had 3 good chances, one of which ended up in the back of the net. A nice flick-on header to the near post off a corner kick. We'll see the highlight at halftime. Cabezas, by the way, did stay on the pitch. Out there now is Ricketts. Will send this to the left side. Little too hard as he popped it over Pinzon's head. Nobody there on that left wing. We see 4 minutes added on here in the first half. Phoenix Rising, one of the top offensive teams in the league, held scoreless through most of the first half so far. Still trying to get that equalizer. They've got about 3.5 minutes to get it. Stenberg. Ball popped up in the air. Stenberg came over to play it again around Cabrera. And now I think a free kick's going to be awarded. We see Cabezas go down again along with Stenberg. Referee telling the players to back off. I think he wants to maybe have a conversation with his assistant referee first.
See Rios Novo, the keeper for Phoenix Rising, runs all the way over to get in the mix here. Stenberg and Cabezas collide pretty violently.
Yeah, you could see Stenberg's reaction in pain there as players taking an opportunity to get hydrated once again. Been consistently over 100 the last couple of weeks here in the Rio Grande Valley as the entire nation's been experiencing a heat wave. Phoenix is no stranger to that.
This could be a very interesting call. Remember, Cabezas, who is involved in that, already has 1 yellow.
That's true. Referee talking to Cabezas right now, and this might be it. It is. Second yellow card, and he's out of the game. And the Toros will play a man down for the entire second half. Hence Pimentel, the captain's armband.
We're going to end up with a yellow also being issued to the keeper, Rios Novo, or Phoenix Rising, presumably from running all the way out of his net and getting mixed up in what's going on here on the sideline immediately after that.
That would be the 3rd yellow this year for Rios Novo. And Cabezas becomes the third player on the Toros team to see red this year. Pimentel and Darce, the others.
This changes the dynamic of this match considerably. Toros are up 1-0, but they're playing now down a man. See how Coach Cabrera reshifts his lineup now. Try to give his team a continued opportunity here.
Cabezas was playing as a defensive midfielder, so we'll see how the Toros adjust. And by the way, it was actually becomes the fourth Toro to see red. Acque had a red card as well.
Number 1, Marco Rios-Novo.
That was in the 2-2 draw at Louisville City. Second half stoppage time when Acque saw red. Now 4 minutes will be up in a few seconds, but there might be a little bit of time added on because of the Stenberg injury. This ball misplayed, goes out, and this will be a throw-in for the Toros. It's Hernandez who couldn't quite get the handle, and Odarce will come over to throw this one in. And there's the whistle. Or is it? Or no, they're saying a quick foul. They're going to do a quick restart. Each team has only 4 fouls called on them. It's been a pretty clean first half. Except for the aforementioned 2 yellow cards picked up by Cabezas. So the Toros playing with 10. We'll have to hang on for the entire second half. They're going to hang on and capture all 3 points here tonight. There's Harvey sending this one forward. Odarce intercepts. Back come the Toros. Still time. This one kicked too far ahead, and Fuenmayor is able to get there and send it back to Rios Novo. We're 5 minutes into the stoppage time now. Stenberg will bring it up. Varela trying to get around Cabrera. Stenberg sends it inside, intercepted there by Davila. Now Stenberg able to intercept it back and get Phoenix Rising back on the move. A lot of time added on here in this first half of stoppage. King will send this one, trying to get it to the far side, but plays it over the bar. It'll be goal kick here for the Toros.
Tyler Derrick in this situation, you want to get all of your teammates back, continue to use some time here. You're already in stoppage time. Love to get to the locker room up 1-0 and give your coach an opportunity to regroup the lineup, get you ready for the second half.
And there it is. We're at the end of half number 1. See Wilmer Cabrera taking a drink. There's his son, Wilmer Cabrera, trotting off the pitch. 1-0 our score. Toros in front, but they'll play a man down for the entire second half. Should make a very interesting dynamic coming up in half number 2. Coming up in a moment, we'll look at some news and notes around the USL Championship, plus take a look at some highlights and stats from this game right here. Right now, the score 1-0 Toros, and you're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
At HEB, we're inspired by Mexico. The colors, the flavors, and aromas. And we want to share them with you. So we created the HEB Mi Tienda family of products with authentic Mexican flavors. From savory marinated meats, frijoles and queso, to tamales, soft drinks, and more. HEB Mi Tienda brings you the traditional flavors you love. One more reason here, everything's better.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
When it comes to our familia, we all have our own flavor and expression. At Tequila de Corralejo, we believe sharing our individuality is what makes gathering together so fun. Here's to those who stand tall and share their passion.
Espinos Tires on FAR 83 has been serving the Valley for over 30 years. We offer a wide assortment of tires, wheels, and auto parts. Let us build your dream vehicle with only $49 down. No credit required.
Did you know when you bank with Lone Star National Bank, you're investing in your community? By creating jobs that stimulate our local economy, creating success that we share with our community. In fact, Lone Star National Bank donates more money and more volunteers to more causes than all other area banks combined. We do what the little banks can't, and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's Bank.
Welcome back to HEB Park here in Edinburgh, Texas. Mark May with Brian Smith. And Brian, time for our first half report.
Special thanks to our halftime sponsor, Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka sponsor of the Rio Grande Valley Toros. We continue looking across week number 23. Let's take a look at our USL weekly feature.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Stop it. Yo, roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Welcome back here to the halftime report. Take a look at our team of the week for week 23. A couple of really strong performances for consideration here across the USL. Your player of the week, player you've seen a little bit of here on the evening, Danny Trejo of Phoenix Rising. Selected player of the week after scoring 2 goals and 2 assists in his team's 5-0 victory over El Paso Locomotive last Saturday. Became the first player in club history to score 2 goals and 2 assists in that performance. Did so by scoring in the 21st minute, adding another goal in the second half, and then assisting on 2 second-half goals to power Phoenix Rising to a huge victory. Toro fans excited to see one of their own on the team of the week. Juan David Cabezas had himself quite a performance as a veteran midfielder scored his first goal of the year in a 2-2 draw last week against Louisville City. Also making a pretty phenomenal 11 recovers defensively, winning 4 of the 6 duels he saw and 6 of the 7 aerial duels. Congratulations to both of those gentlemen on their selection to the team of the week. News elsewhere across the USL, several players finding themselves on new teams. Phoenix Rising announced they had transferred defender Kayvon Lambert to Real Salt Lake of the MLS. This transaction is still pending league approval, but in doing so, Lambert leaves as the all-time leader in appearances for Rising. 161 appearances across all competitions. Also active in their offense, 15 goals and 10 assists since 2017 with Phoenix Rising. El Paso also saw a change in their lineup as they announced the signing of forward Peter Knudsen for the remainder of the season. He's a native of the Faroe Islands. 25-year-old last played in the Danish Super League, where he had 10 goals in 34 appearances across all competitions. Congratulations to all of them, as those are some big changes across the USL. Look at your matches in action already on the evening. Currently, Miami has the 2-0 lead over Hartford. Detroit's up on Las Vegas 1-0. Loudoun and Sacramento in the 70th minute are knotted at 1-1. You know what's going on here. 1-0 Rio Grande Valley lead at the half. Earlier in the evening, Birmingham defeated Louisville 2-0. A couple of games left to pick up on later in the evening as San Antonio will host Monterey Bay. El Paso has Indy 11. San Diego will welcome New Mexico, and the evening will conclude as Oakland hosts Colorado Springs.
And I know we've got the schedules coming up now to take a look at the Phoenix Rising first. Let's see what they've got in store.
Some opportunities for some big moves here. They'll face the Las Vegas Lights in Las Vegas coming up this week at 7. And they've got a pretty rough turn there. Sacramento's been playing spectacular soccer. They will host Sacramento on the 30th. Rio Grande Valley gets the return trip of these pair of games on the year, September 2nd out in Phoenix. They'll hit the road to face Tulsa and return home once again September 16th to host Detroit City. The other side for the Toros of Rio Grande Valley, their upcoming schedule has some pretty nice matchups there as well. They're going to host San Diego in their next time out. That's on August the 26th. A rematch with San Antonio, a team that they had a lead against out in San Antonio earlier this week. And they'll hit the road for 2 at Phoenix and at Hartford. We're coming home to host the Birmingham Legion on September the 17th.
Yeah, and that San Antonio match, you see August 30th. That's a Wednesday, so that'll be a special midweek appearance there for the Toros in San Antonio.
And it becomes crucial for Rio Grande Valley to pick up points. They've got a good shot at 3 points this evening. Think back to that matchup on Wednesday against San Antonio. They had a 1-0 lead early before allowing that to slip away late. So Rio Grande Valley, a couple of wins, they could find themselves right back in that playoff picture in Group West.
And we can take a look at those Group West standings now, and you can see where both Phoenix Rising at number 7 and Rio Grande Valley at number 9, what they need to do.
Yeah, Rio Grande Valley's got some work to do. Win here this evening, they'll still find themselves 1 point out of the playoff spot. But look how tight everything gets in the bottom half of that Western Conference standings. The 8th place and the 5th place are just separated by 4 points. So Toros go on a winning streak, or really any of these teams go on a winning streak, they can submit themselves a firm playoff spot. Then you see there at the top, San Antonio and Sacramento really showing their dominance there, 1-2. Each of them beginning to start to pull away from the rest of Group West.
Yeah, even number 5 is San Diego at 37 points, down to Monterey Bay at number 11. San Diego at 36, just a 9-point difference, or 3 games, 3 wins difference between those teams there from number 6 to number 11.
Yeah, it should be an interesting conclusion to the 2023 USL Championship as these teams try to work out what has been an action-packed Western Conference.
So that's where the standings are right now, and you saw the schedules. We're going to take a look at some highlights and some stats between these two teams when we come back. Right now, you're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
At HEB, we're inspired by Mexico. The colors, the flavors, and aromas. And we want to share them with you. So we created the HEB Mi Tienda family of products with authentic Mexican flavors. From savory marinated meats, frijoles and queso, to tamales, soft drinks, and more. HEB Mi Tienda brings you the traditional flavors you love. One more reason here, everything's better.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
When it comes to our familia, we all have our own flavor and expression. At Tequila de Corralejo, we believe sharing our individuality is what makes gathering together so fun. Here's to those who stand tall and share their passion.
Espinos Tires on FAR 83 has been serving the Valley for over 30 years. We offer a wide assortment of tires, wheels, and auto parts. Let us build your dream vehicle with only $49 down. No credit required.
Did you know when you bank with Lone Star National Bank, you're investing in your community? By creating jobs that stimulate our local economy, creating success that we share with our community. In fact, Lone Star National Bank donates more money and more volunteers to more causes than all other area banks combined. We do what the little banks can't, and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's Bank.
And we're back at HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas. Brian, take us through those highlights.
A couple of great opportunities on both sides. Early on, take a look at this strike here from Taylor David. Placed perfectly. Galindries finishes that with a little tap of the forehead. That put Rio Grande Valley up 1-0. Set pieces are key for Rio Grande Valley, and that was set beautifully. Plenty of action going back and forth, though. You see another opportunity building here for Rio Grande Valley. Pinzon had a pretty nice look at her header there. It gets deflected away. Look at the set piece for Phoenix Rising. That one, quick touch. But Tyler Derrick in a good spot for that. Another quick strike coming off the foot of Njoma ends up in the hands of the Toros once again. Galindry is taking a pretty heavy strike here. Carries that one just a bit wide. And then look at the defensive performance here. Rios Nova read that beautifully. Able to get in front of Galindries, who nearly had 3 goals in the first half. Ends up coming away with just 1, however, after a very staunch showing defensively for the Phoenix Rising. But I think the story of the first half is losing Juan David Cabezas, the captain for Rio Grande Valley. 2 yellows in the first half will force the Toros to be playing a man down to open the second half.
Yeah, just moments away from second half kickoff right now. And yes, indeed, Galindres' goal, the difference right now, but how long can that hold? As we know, Phoenix Rising, which had 60% of possession time in the first half, is probably going to dominate possession in the second half as well with that man advantage. Give you an idea of some of the stats so far. In terms of shots, Toros have outshot Phoenix Rising 5-3. Shots on target is 2-2. Corner kicks favor Phoenix 4-1. Fouls 7 on the Toros, 4 on Phoenix Rising. We mentioned the cards situation already. There was 1 card issued to the Phoenix Rising keeper, and then 2 saves made by Derek for the Toros and 1 save by Rios Novo for Phoenix Rising. About ready to start this second half. We mentioned that Phoenix Rising doesn't have a win this year when their opponents score first, but they've got an opportunity here with the entire second half in front of them, beckoning, having that man advantage.
Perhaps a premium opportunity to do so right here. But if there's anyone capable of drawing up a nice defensive schematic to make this happen for Rio Grande Valley, that gentleman right there, Wilmer Cabrera, a defender by trade, had several caps with the Colombian national team on that back line defensively. He looks like he's going to have his team out here in a 4-2-3, ensuring they have got plenty of opportunities to apply pressure in the midfield, try to prevent Phoenix Rising from slipping something into the box.
Yeah, the Toros defense played beautifully in that first half, not giving up any quality shots, able to break up opportunities. Trejo was a virtual phantom in that first half, came in with 12 goals, but did not factor in any of the attacks there in the first half for Phoenix Rising. We're just about ready to start this second half, and the referees are just about to come out to get us started. Some players doing some last-moment stretching here. And looking at the some of the stats here, the Phoenix Rising is a pretty busy team. We mentioned their 84% pass accuracy, which is first in the league. In the attacking half, they're at 75%, which is also very impressive. Passes per 90 minutes is at 453. That's a very busy team. Toros, by comparison, at 423. And then, of course, overall possession, Phoenix Rising is about 55%. They're among the league leaders in that category. Came in 6th in the league in terms of goals scored. They're 12th in the league in shots per game. And then tied for 2nd when it comes to conversion rate. So when they put shots on target, they generally produce goals. Go ahead.
Look, we could have a substitution here to start the second half for Phoenix Rising. They do have a player, looks like ready to check in as we see the officials now coming back out.
Thank you for supporting your RGBFC Toros, Mr. Quintanilla.
Also, some fans a moment ago having a good time here at HEB Park. It's beginning to cool off just a little bit as the sun has gone down. Seats 9,700. They have 33 suites here at HEB Park. A lot of opportunity for fans to enjoy soccer, quality soccer in comfort. Next week, Toros will be at home once again, taking on San Diego Loyal, a team they beat 3-2 in San Diego earlier this year.
But Manuel Arteaga will come in for Phoenix Rising. He's going to replace Armagnacs. Arteaga, the 6'1" forward out of Venezuela. Currently 5th in the USL, second on this Rising team with 11 goals. So you'll now have Trejo and Arteaga out for the second half here for Phoenix Rising. Those two gentlemen represent 23 goals on the year. Phoenix Rising tries to spark their attack here, playing one man up.
Yeah, it's over half their team total, 23 of 38 coming off the foot of one of those two gentlemen. Arteaga, also a busy player, leads the team with 42 shots, which is 8th in the entire USL Championship. Throw in there by Edwin Munjoma, the defender out of McKinney, Texas. And we're underway here in half number 2 at HEB Park. 1-0 our score. Here's Darnell King. They'll send it back to Harvey, and Phoenix Rising will start their build-up. Team that is already aggressive offensively will look to become even more aggressive here in this second half. 3 men on their back line. Taking their time here, looking for that seam in the Toros defense. Here's King, going to send this one inside. It's headed out by Pimentel, and then kicked clear by Davila. Almost like a boxing match where you're looking for the Rising, knowing that they're behind on the judges' scorecard, are going to keep punching away, and the Toros will play rope-a-dope. Now we'll see which one prevails. Long pass for King with the header up to the top of the 18, but the offside flag has gone up.
King pointing to the defender and saying, no, I stayed onside, but the official has a really good line to look at there. That line judge will continue with that back line, so he's standing right on the line. It gives him a nice opportunity to see when someone perhaps takes a half a step too far. That was likely the case with Darnell King. He broke just a little bit too early.
And assistant referees not only have to use their eyes, they got to use their ears too, don't they?
They most certainly do. Listen for where the attack is coming from. Keep an eye on hearing when that ball is kicked as they're looking at that forward striking forward. Make sure he's on the side when you hear that initial kick come.
Pimentel, center back, sends it over to Akwe. And now it's in the Phoenix Rising end of the pitch. Davila slides that one forward to Pinzon. Pinzon had 7 goals last year. We'll send this off. Cabrera puts it into the mixer where it's kicked clear by the center back, Fuen Mayor. Another chance here for the Toros. This one's blocked in front by Stenberg. It was Cabrera who was trying to send that one through. Ricketts will throw it in. Goes out of play. This is going to be a goal kick. Last touch by Galindres. Early going here in the second half here at HEB Park. Here's Harvey. Nice little move to get around Pinzon. The build-up once again here for Phoenix Rising. King will send it back. Varela. Now Gabriel Torres, who's on the pitch. Or excuse me, Zambrano. So Torres, one of the subs tonight, thought he may have come back on, but it was Zambrano who's still out there. And now here's Harvey is pushed down from behind. This will be a free kick here for the Phoenix Rising. 8th foul called on the Toros. This one on Ricky Ruiz.
Might have noticed a few moments ago, we had a nice angle of showing the 4th official holding up a little gauge. That's a temperature gauge as they try to figure out the temperature out there on the field. Depending on the temperature at the beginning of that reading, it's decided how and when you'll have a water break. Of course, we said it's been a warm one across the nation, no different here in the Rio Grande Valley. 102 degrees at the first kickoff on the evening. Likely we'll get a second water break here in the second half.
Free kick here for Phoenix Rising. This is Hernandez. Sends this one across. Ball headed in front and then kicked clear. Derek comes out there to play it. Kind of a miss kick a little bit, but gets the job done, getting the ball out of play. And the Toros dodge a bullet there. Toros have all 10 men back on defense. They're playing a man down. Vasca Besas in first half stoppage time with a second yellow card. Stenberg able to chest the ball down, then move up. He'll send the ball toward the net. He's trying to loft it over to that far side of the goal mouth where King was lurking. Goes out of play. See, the Toros likely will take advantage of any opportunity they have to slow play down just a little bit.
See, that ball was kicked by one of the reserve players for Phoenix directly to Tyler Derrick, and then he walks all the way around the back of the net to the other side to come set. The official says you pick it up and you bring it right back on. No need for the extra walk.
Chance here for the Toros. They've got numbers forward, a shot and a save made by Rios Novo. Looks like they might have been able to do a little better with that as Galindras put off a quick shot that Rios Novo was in position for. Second save for Rios Novo. And now Phoenix Rising back on the counter. That one headed clear by Ricketts. And this will be a throw-in here for the visitors. Phoenix Rising this year, 4-5 with 3 draws away from home. Overall, they're one game over 500 at 8-7 with 8 draws. And they came in with 32 points. Ranked 7th in Group West. Top 8 make the playoffs. Hernandez pokes it forward for Harvey. Harvey has had the ball poked away from him by Pinzon. Toros with possession now. And they're able to work it forward. Here's Ricketts. Pushing it ahead to Cabrera. He's got Galindras there to his left. It gets it to Galindras. Little back heel. Here's Ricketts, a shot and save made. And then Rios Novo able to smother it.
A little bit of a rebound there off of Rios Novo. Galindras very close to having an opportunity to put a second strike on that. Rios Novo, very nimble on his feet, gets out there and ensures he wraps that one up.
And there's a quick shot there and a save made. That was Arteaga, the substitute. Got that off quickly, so we take another look at the other end of the pitch.
Nice heel touch here. Ricketts had a pretty good strike. You see the rebound there almost to the foot of Galindras. He plays it a little tight. Rios Novo is able to get there and collapse down on it. And then coming back the other way, Akwe in a full sprint helping defensively. Looks like he might have tweaked something slightly. Becking the turn out to take a look at him. Remember, Rio Grande Valley playing down a man right now.
They do still have all 5 of their substitutes. They might make one here. Toros entered tonight with a 4-match unbeaten streak here at home. 3 wins and a draw.
Looks like that sub coming for Rio Grande Valley is going to be Eric Kisner. He dons the home orange here.
Yeah, Kisner, 20 years old, out of Tacoma, Washington. Comes on. This will be his 14th game as a Toro. We see another look here at the Akwe injury.
Looks like they're actually going to bring the board out to help Akwe off. saw there, his knee twisted very oddly as he went to ground to try to break up that attack from Arteaga.
Yeah, it did look like his cleat caught in the turf or something like that. May have twisted an ankle or tweaked a knee. Akwe, who's out of Ghana in West Africa, 26 years old. Second on the team in interceptions and leads the team with blocked shots. 12 this evening, so an aggressive, busy player. Also has a couple of goals this year. Had 2 goals last year as well. Pimentel and Nadarse in there helping the crew carry Akwe off the pitch. And Akwe clearly in pain there. Toros entered tonight 9th in the league, just out of that playoff picture. Even with the win, they would still be 1 point shy. This would certainly be closer to it as they prepare to host San Diego Loyal next week. And Kinsner's now come onto the pitch. Kinsner is 6'1", 180 pounds. And now it looks like the Rising will make a move as well.
Yeah, coming out is going to be Varela. Varela comes out, as does Unjoma. Coming in to replace him are going to be Formea and Torres. 3 of the 5 substitutions in the books now for Phoenix Rising as they continue to try to build an attack. Down 1-0 here.
Yeah, Formea, 6'1", 165-pound Pole, East Europe, 27 years old, has 7 goals this year. Scored it in the 5-0 win against El Paso Locomotive last week. Came on as a second-half substitute in that game as well. And Gabriel Torres, who also came on, had a goal as a second-half sub in that El Paso match. He's from Brazil.
Torres quite a distributor as well. He has 3 assists on the year, so he can help them out in a number of directions.
So three of the players out there for Rising have combined for 30 of their 38 goals this season. Got a lot of heavy artillery out there. And back under action here, 58th minute. 1-0 our score. Balindras with the goal back in the 17th minute. Came off a corner kick set up by Davila. That's the difference right now. Since the end of the first half, the Toros have been playing a man down. Stenberg. Pass this off, then it's down the middle. Out to the right side to King. King sends it in. It goes off of Kinsner, and that'll be out for a corner kick. That'll be the first corner of the second half here for Phoenix Rising, their 5th of the game. Hernandez, who's from Mexico, will come over to take this free kick. (27 years old). Taking several of the free kicks here tonight, including all of the corner kicks. Then headed up in the air. Looked like it went off of Harvey. Phoenix able to maintain possession here. Toros defense coming up the pitch a little bit to bring the crowd out of the penalty box. Now this one controlled by Zambrano. Back to Zambrano. Here's King. King sent it inside for Trejo. Trejo had to pass it forward to himself. Pimentel able to clear it the length of the pitch. And still Trejo with hardly any touches here tonight.
That was the focus defensively for Rio Grande Valley. Keep the ball off the foot of Trejo. So far, so good.
We've seen a one shot by Arteaga. And, of course, Formella just came onto the pitch. Here's Harvey. Harvey will send this one inside. The heavy touch there. The Toros able to gain control. Cleared up by Kinsner. All the way back to Rios Novo. The 60th minute here at HEB Park. Rising trying to stretch the field just a bit. They attack that left side. Toros with some aggressive defending. Phoenix Rising will switch the attack. Here's Harvey. Outside to King. Getting around Ruiz, will send it inside. Kisner again there for the header. Kinsner making a nuisance of himself against this Phoenix team since he came onto the pitch just a couple of minutes ago. Quickly, Phoenix Rising on the move again. Got 3 players in the box. Trejo sends it to Zambrano. Out to the right side. 2 players collide, go down. Play continues. Turning is Arteaga, and a save made there by Tyler Derrick. A hard shot from about 20 yards out by Arteaga. I think they're going to say offside now, and it'll be a Toros kick. Third save of the match there for Tyler Derrick. Came in with 58. Another look at that.
Fantastic strike and an even better response from Tyler Derrick. Get a paw out there and punch that one away.
Yeah, not only did he able to block it, but he was able to send the rebound into a safe area. Sometimes that rebound goes right back into the middle there, and someone's able to punch it home. This will be a goal kick now for Phoenix Rising. Going to send this one deep for Arteaga. And they're going to call a foul on Arteaga. It'll be a free kick here for Rio Grande Valley.
Help with the numbers. It looks like Rio Grande Valley is going to send everyone forward and let Tyler Derrick take this free kick.
You know, only the 5th foul called tonight against Phoenix Rising, and they're one of the cleaner teams in the league. Came in ranked 19th in the league with averaging just over 12 fouls a game. And here's Phoenix Rising again on the move. Stretching the pitch, get it to King, and King is tripped up, and this will be a free kick. Or are they going to say King committed the foul?
Yeah, they'll say King committed the foul as he kind of pushes Ricky Ruiz down. And King makes the argument, I have a right to try to go after that pass, but the official says, but Ricky Ruiz was there first. You can't run through him in the process. You may recall both King and Ruiz received some admonishment from the official a few moments prior to that after they had been involved in a little bit of a skirmish there.
And again, it's Derrick who will take the free kick. He'll send it deep to the right. Chested down by Ricketts. Played back to Nadarse. The Toros will be content to play a little bit of keep away here to let their defense rest a bit. Taking advantage of any opportunity to do so. And Ricketts keeps this in play. Able to get it to Galindres. Trying to get it to Cabrera, who goes down. Looks like he slipped, and play will continue. Now here's Trejo with some space to work with. Longest possession he's had tonight, really. He'll send it over to the left side to Toros. Diego Toros, the Brazilian, had his first goal just last week. Send that one forward. Not really a shot, was trying to get it ahead to Formella. And Derek smothered that one before anything could materialize. We got a Toro slow to get up. That looked like Ricketts. Derek, 34 years old, out of Houston, 6'3", 185. Finding himself a little busier here in this second half.
Your next substitution for Phoenix Rising, coming out, going to be Darnell King. Be replaced by Henry Uzochukwu, 5'7" Nigerian.
24 years old, a defender.
That will make the captain now number 9, Manuel Arteaga. You recall Darnell King was the captain for Phoenix Rising coming in.
Minute 66 now here at H-E-B Park. Phoenix Rising on the move once more. Harvey's pass knocked away by Ruiz. Juan Mayor, one of a handful of Venezuelans on this team. Worked that up to Formella. Now it's played back. Zambrano, who's also Venezuelan, passes it over to the Nigerian, playing on that right wing. Now goes back to Uzochukwu. Inside, it goes into the box. Couple players there for Phoenix Rising, but broken up by Kinsner. Kinsner, just 20 years old. Came up out of that Seattle Sounders Academy in his home state of Washington. This one played forward. Handled there by Uzochukwu and played back to Harvey. That one kicked away by Ruiz. Ruiz out of Lake Elsinore, California. Just 26 years old. Sent that one all the way to the far side of the pitch. This one played forward. That's going to be offside. That was intended for Toros. It was clearly in an offside position, and the flag goes up for the second time, actually the third time now tonight against Phoenix. Little past the halfway point of the second half. Toro still clinging to that 1-0 lead. Now Ruiz will bring this one forward. Toro's trying to stretch the field a bit. The players stretching it horizontally. Ruiz inside to Davila. And now across to Nadarse. Played all the way back to Pimentel. And he'll play it back to his keeper, Derek. Kinsner. He'll left foot it over to the right side. Cabrera unable to settle that one. And Torres able to win the ball. Phoenix Rising will be on the road again next week. They'll be at Las Vegas taking on the Lights. They'll be on Saturday. Then their next home match will be the following Wednesday. They'll have a midweek game on August 30th taking on Sacramento Republic. Long pass here. Oh, and that goes off the post. It caught Rios Novo unawares as he retreated back to his goal, and it clanks off the right upright.
That was nearly a highlight of the week type of goal Rios Novo playing too far out. Taylor Davila very nearly cooked that one right into the corner. You don't get much closer than that, especially from distance.
In fact, one might argue it's actually harder to hit the post from that distance than it is to hit the goal mouth. Spectacular shot there by Davila. And Rios Nova's been coming out. He's not in your screen right now, but he's hanging out between about halfway in his side of the pitch. Probably won't venture out that far again. Stenberg. Played by Toros. And now the ball chipped into the box. Derek thought about coming out, then retreats. Ball goes out of play. And this is going to be a corner kick here for Phoenix Rising.
Take a look at how close Taylor Davila came to picking up a goal right here. Take a look at this strike. Doink. That was eerily close. There's another angle from down at field level. Nice heavy-footed strike here from Davila. He nearly puts that in. That could have put the Toros up 2-0 here.
This ball headed out by Cabrera. Sent that one out like a rocket. Phoenix Rising still has a chance to regroup here. They'll chip it. Here's Derek coming out for it and is able to intercept that one. And he'll start the counter here quickly. Ruiz brings it up to Cabrera. Cabrera bounced off the ball, and play will continue here as Ruiz moves through, and now they're going to call a free kick. There we see Coach Wilmer Cabrera in his 4th year as head coach of the Toros. Guided them into the playoffs each of the previous 3. It was the last 2 years and then the first year that the Toros were a franchise back in 2016. A chance here for the Toros. A 2-man wall for Phoenix Rising. Davila to the right of it, and it's going to be Cabrera that shoots toward goal, goes over the crossbar. Chance here goes off to the right wing to Uzuchukwu. Inside it goes, and then the center ball is intercepted there by Derek. As it looked like it was Formea closing in. Good anticipation there by Derek.
Uzuchukwu did a really nice job of cutting that back across the face of the net. Tyler Derek perhaps just a little bit quicker than they expected. Comes out and jumps on that one. Grand Valley is going to rely very heavily on the experience. Tyler Derek right here playing down a man. He has got to essentially be a defender on the field while staying in net. Help these Toros try to preserve this 1-0 lead.
Minute 74 now here. Still a 1-goal game as the Rising on the build-up once more. Played across to Fuenmayor. Trying to draw a marker. It's knocked down by Cabrera for a moment there. And now Galindres trying to get control. No foul called there. Referee rules play on. Galindres will be slow to get up. Harvey sends it across to the left side. No one was running onto it. Arteaga gives chase. And the ball cleared up the pitch. Stenberg will regroup for Phoenix Rising. Mentioned Rising missed the playoffs last year, looking to get back into it. Uzuchukwu sends it inside. Pimentel with the header. And this is going to go out for a corner kick. This will be number 7 here for Phoenix. Hernandez takes this quickly, a short kick. That's going to be sent inside. There's a header just over the net, as it was sent inside by Zambrano. We'll see who got the hitter on this, as we're going to have a substitution on the Toros side.
Cristiano Francois will be coming in. Galindres will get a rest.
Galindres, the goal scorer for the Toros here tonight.
I also believe he's the Toro that's currently down.
Another look at that scoring opportunity.
Just a little bit high.
Couldn't quite see which rising player got his head on it. So nice sportsmanship there. We see Arteaga helping Galindres. Quality strikers there. Arteaga with 11 goals. Galindres getting his 3rd tonight. And that will allow Francois to come onto the pitch. Francois has a lot of speed, has 2 goals, 4 assists this year. Ian Davila tied for the team lead with 4 assists. Nadarse kicks that one back. We're in the final 15 minutes. Toros have done pretty well this year when they have the lead after 75 minutes. That stat in a second here. Rising gets this off to Harvey. Harvey will send this in. Goes over Derek's head. Now to play, it'll be a goal kick. Yeah, undefeated, 6-0 with 3 draws.
This could be a very big win for Rio Grande Valley if they can hold on. Playing the entire second half down a man. Win here brings them within a point of that final playoff spot.
They've got their next match at home against a team they've already beaten. So could be an opportune time for the Toros to pick up some points. As you mentioned earlier that they need to get moving here with there are only 10 games left on their table. Toros with possession. It's Benzon. Sends it back to Pimentel. And now to Kinsner. Kinsner's had a good second half since he came on. Fires it forward to Ruiz. Ruiz dispossessed there by Harvey. Now Phoenix Rising back on the move. Here's Trejo. Trejo with 12 goals this year. It's been generally kept in check for the entire match so far tonight. Back to Arteaga, who came on as a second half sub, has had the better opportunities to get that equalizer for Phoenix. Now we've got a free kick awarded to the Rising. Now quickly restart it. 9 fouls tonight on Rio Grande Valley. What hurt them, of course, was the red card in first half stoppage time on Cabezas. They've been down a man since then. Still leading 1-0, though, thanks to a 17th minute goal by Galindres, who's just been subbed off a moment ago. Uemayor will play this back to his keeper, Rios Novo. Uemayor will reverse it to the left side. He's got Stenberg over there. Tries to move inside of Ricketts. And it goes to the Nigerian now. And his pass inside deflects off of Davila and right to the keeper, Tyler Derrick. So Uzochukwu thought about shooting, then decided to pass, and it deflects off Davila back to Tyler Derrick.
Expect to see a little bit more aggression from Phoenix at this point. You are up a man, dug pretty deep into those legs defensively for Rio Grande Valley, and you've subbed in quite a few fresh legs over the last 10 or 15 minutes. Now may be the time to really put the accelerator down, see if you can force a mistake defensively from Rio Grande Valley.
Long pass here. Pinzon trying to catch up to it. It looks like he does, at least for the moment, but then it trickles out of bounds.
They end up getting a foul and a card here. Harvey.
You're right, yeah, Harvey's been booked.
A little bit too aggressive there. Pinzon got to the ball and was trying to make a move back toward the box, and Harvey just ran right through him. See right there, Harvey earned that card the hard way. Way too physical in that situation. This could be a nice opportunity for Rio Grande Valley to continue to tick on this clock a little bit, but also to reset your attack.
Yeah, for Harvey, that's his 6th booking this season. Pretty muscular Panamanian. Pinzon, who's out of Bellflower, California, 24-year-old forward. Opportunity here for the Toros.
Again here, Pinzon gets there first. He's able to keep it in. As he's coming back for the ball, Harvey just hip checks him. An easy call to make, and you see the entire Toros bench to their feet quite quickly after that. Make sure the officials saw exactly what they saw. The yellow card again issued to Carlos Harvey.
We've got the 22-year-old Cabrera and Davila standing over the ball. Sends it to Davila. And Davila will put it inside, just outside the box. Toros racing on to it for Phoenix. And he'll start the attack here for the Rising. 3-on-3 here, and here's Toros with a chance. Pops this one into the middle and then kicked out of play there by Ruiz. And now a free kick is going to be awarded, looks like against the Toros. And it'll be an excellent opportunity here for Phoenix Rising to find that equalizer that has eluded them all night long.
Time is starting to really stack up against Phoenix. They've now played 37 minutes of the second half without being able to find a look. We do have a substitution pending for Phoenix. It'll probably happen at our next stoppage.
And Derrick hasn't exactly been peppered with shots. He's only had to make one save, albeit a very good one, a diving save against Arteaga. That's it for the second half. This from about 30 yards out. Toros will put 4 men in the wall. I believe this is Arteaga standing over it. Hard shot blocked off the wall. Back to Arteaga. Had it kicked away from him by Davila and now kicked up the pitch. Looks like it was Ricketts who came over there, and Ricketts a bit shaken up.
They're going to issue a foul this time on Arteaga. A little too aggressive for Ricketts. There's that substitution forthcoming for Phoenix Rising as Harvey will go out. Coming in is going to be Emil Cuello.
That'll be their last sub. Cuello out of Argentina, 26-year-old midfielder. Harvey comes out moments after he picked up a yellow card.
Like this free kick's going to be taken by Tyler Derrick. That gives the Toros the ability to get all of their defenders forward.
This will be a Toro throw in on the Phoenix end of the field. The 85th minute now. Time very much a factor here. The Toros lead it 1-0. Goes to the foot of Hernandez. And we've got a free kick going to be awarded here for Phoenix right at midfield. That'll be the 11th foul on the Toros here tonight. They came into tonight with ranked 12th in the league, right in the middle, averaging about 13 a game. Francois putting on some pressure on Fuenmayor. Passes it off to Stenberg. That was Cuello trying to get pass off the ball. Pass blocked in front. Goes off of Francois, now to Pinzon. Pinzon to start the attack. Trying to headman pass to Pinzon, Francois, and goes by him, and Rios Novo able to break that up. On the 86th minute. That one kicked away by Ruiz. Trying to get it to Francois. And now Pinzon will send it ahead to Francois with space to work with. No one really coming up to help Francois, but he'll move in. Centers the ball. Pinzon was kind of late getting there, and Phoenix is able to regroup. Pass intended for Arteaga, cleared away by Pimentel. To go all the way across to Uzuchuu. Pass over to his teammate. Now it's at Trejo's feet. Trejo's centering pass intercepted there by Cabrera. And they'll find Francois. Francois basically the only forward at this point out there for the Toros. Draws a couple of defenders and then passes it off. It'll go all the way back to Derek. Now in the 87th minute. Toros not taking anything for granted. They certainly remember earlier this year against New Mexico United taking a 2-0 lead into second half stoppage time, only to give up two quick ones and end up with just 1 point that evening. You don't want to see a repeat of that. Uchuchuwu gets this through Trejo. Trejo one-on-one against Kinsner. Pass that off to Zambrano. Now goes to the other side. Cuello with it. Now Stenberg. There's a shot over Derek, and Trejo was there trying to get a foot to it. Goes over him as well and out of play. It looked like Derek came out a little bit thinking he could intercept it, then realizing he couldn't. Was caught in a bit of a no man's land there. But Trejo unable to get a touch. Might be saying that was actually offside, I think, based on where they placed the ball. '89th minute now here at HEB Park. Toros trying to hang on to capture all 3 points. They'd move within just 1 point of the playoff picture. Here's Francois. Ball kicked away from him by Fuenmayor. Wrestles his way through two Toro players to maintain possession. Phoenix Rising will attack once more. Cuello sends it ahead for Torres. Nadarce is there. Nadarce bumped off the ball, goes out of play. It's going to be a corner kick here for the visitors.
Nadarce looks like he may be a little bit shaken up after that contact.
You're going to see a substitute here.
Like Jose Torres will come in for Rio Grande Valley to replace Wilmer Cabrera.
Torres, another one of those veteran players, 35 years old. Former U.S. international player out of Longview, Texas. And Cabrera making his way off the pitch now.
Now approach the 90th minute, presumably. Now it looks like Cabrera is going to stay on.
Oh, now he's going to get booked for time wasting. So not sure what happened there as Cabrera came almost all the way off and then stopped and reversed himself. Now here's the play. It's flicked on. Nadarce gets a touch on it. Goes out of the box. Umayor is there. And now I think it's going to be a free kick here for the Toros. They're going to rule offside here. It's fifth time the offside flag has come up on Phoenix Rising here tonight. We're now in second half stoppage.
Toro down right now. I think that's Ricky Ruiz.
And Cabrera a moment ago picking up the yellow card. You're right, it is Ruiz. Cabrera picking up his second yellow this year for time wasting.
Because of that, Jose Torres never actually made it onto the pitch. So Cabrera is still out there. Now in the 92nd minute.
We haven't seen a signal yet as to how much extra time will be added, but I imagine it'll be a generous amount. This ball flicked on for Francois. Rios Novo able to get to the ball first, however. Eight minutes. Wow. It's going to be a long stoppage. Another Toro is down. That might be Cabrera, actually. And now they'll make that sub.
Now Jose Torres comes in for Wilmer Cabrera. Additionally, making an appearance now for the Toros will be Tomas Retendale. That last yellow card issued to Torres for the extra aggressive laying of the elbow on Cabrera on his way down.
Yeah, for Torres, that's his just his second yellow of the year.
Looks like the other substitution for Rio Grande Valley was going to bring in Retendale. He'll replace Christian Pinzon.
Retendale coming in now. Out of Argentina. He's 21 years old, came up through the USL Academy. We see Cabrera now off the pitch. He's had a really good game defensively, Cabrera. I think he had any shots tonight. There's Davila with it. Had two markers on him. He'll chip it forward for Francois. This ball goes out of play, and it'll be a Toros throw in here. The 8 minutes being added on. We're already in the 4th minute of extra time. That ball goes out. It will be off of the Toros. Other Toro player shaken up. I think that's Francois. It is Francois. We'll see it again here.
Tries to find his way to the ball. Steinberg comes in and gives him a little bit of a knee to the chest.
This will actually be a free kick, not a goal kick. Francois over there with Torres. He's going to give it to Francois, and they'll just try to maintain control over there, but it's kicked away from them, and Phoenix Rising can start their attack. Halfway through second half stoppage, Phoenix Rising looking for that elusive goal that could bring them a precious point. here in the dying moments at HEB Park. Here's Davila, steals the ball. As Francois to his left, who is inert at the moment. Davila will take it himself, moves around into the area, and then is bounced off the ball at the last moment by Fuenmayor. Davila a chance to be a hero right there. And almost scored from 50 yards out earlier in this half, you might recall. And now Cuello is bounced off the ball by Toros, who just came on, and Toros will pick up a yellow card for that. That's his third yellow this year, and that's the third booking on the Toros this evening.
Set piece coming now for Phoenix Rising. Other important news across the USL Championship Finals winner San Antonio FC is going to host Liga de Expansión champions CD Tampatio in a Duelo de Campeos. That's going to be on September the 12th. Keep an eye out for that on ESPN.
Toros bring everybody back to play defense here. We're in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Golden opportunity for Phoenix. They send it inside. It's flicked on by Kinsner. Goes to Fuenmayor, who keeps it alive. Headed forward and right to the hands of Derek. He had Pimentel standing right there as well. I'm sure Derek had called him off the ball. The Toros playing like they're dodging more bullets than the Matrix here in this second half. Francois comes over to defend against Arteaga. And then a foul called. Actually, it wasn't Arteaga, it was Zambrano. It can be a free kick here for Phoenix. Now in the 7th minute of extra time, and their keeper, Rios Novo, has come forward all the way to the half line. They'll send this one inside, flicked by Zambrano, and it'll go harmlessly back to Derek. Just maybe about a minute and change remaining here. Derek does want to be a little careful here. There is a 6-second rule for keepers when they have possession. This one goes all the way back to the other end. Rios Novo forced to retreat for that one. Now this may be the last opportunity here for Phoenix Rising. And they rise to the occasion. It's Trejo inside to Hernandez. Hernandez with a nice move. Over to the right side. Zambrano inside it goes, and Pimentel is there for the header. All the way near the sideline there. Uzochua was able to keep it in, but Kinsner's there to clear it. Now it's to Francois in the open field. One-on-one against Stenberg. Here Francois using that speed. Waiting for some help. He's got Davila in the middle. Now inside it goes. A little give and go, but the flag comes up. Ball goes into the net. Crowd cheers, but it was well after the offside flag. By the way, that was Ritondole. I said Davila in the middle, but Ritondole, the Argentine, who had raced forward. And his return pass to Francois offside. We're now past 8 minutes. We're in the 9th minute of stoppage. Game could end at any second. Trejo sending this one forward. No one racing onto that. Maybe a miscommunication. And that might be the last touch there for Phoenix Rising. Toros looking for what would become their 4th consecutive win here at HEB Park.
This could be the 6th clean sheet of the year for Tyler Derek, as he just nearly outside of the top 10 in clean sheets this season in the USL. Currently sits in 12th with 5.
Now that would move him into the top 10. We're at 9 minutes complete now. Looking at the referee. Not checking his watch. Still play continues. Phoenix Rising with possession. Uzochua pass it over to the left side. And there it is. There's the whistle, and it's over. And the Toros have held on for a precious 3 points. Coaches embrace there and congratulate each other. And after 99 minutes, it is the Toros who prevail over the Phoenix Rising by a score of 1-0. And Brian, who's our man of the match?
Take a look at Galindres for Rio Grande Valley. He was the goal scorer in this one. Juan Galindres was a phenomenal performer. He provided the bulk of the attack for Rio Grande Valley in the first half, put all of that pressure on Phoenix Rising, had himself a pretty productive second half. Although he didn't score, fell back into a good defensive position to allow his team playing down a man to come away with the 1-0 victory and 3 huge points in their climb up the Western Conference standings.
Congratulations to the 28-year-old Colombian and to the Toros, who pick up 3 points tonight with a 1-0 win over Phoenix Rising. We'll take a look at the highlights in just a moment. You're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
At HEB, we're inspired by Mexico. The colors, the flavors, and aromas. And we want to share them with you. So we created the HEB Mi Tienda family of products with authentic Mexican flavors, from savory marinated meats, frijoles and queso, to tamales, soft drinks, and more. HEB Mi Tienda brings you the traditional flavors you love. One more reason here, everything's better.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
When it comes to our familia, we all have our own flavor and expression. At Tequila de Corralejo, we believe sharing our individuality is what makes gathering together so fun. Here's to those who stand tall and share their passion.
Espinos Tires on FAR 83 has been serving the Valley for over 30 years. We offer a wide assortment of tires, wheels, and auto parts. Let us build your dream vehicle with only $49 down. No credit required.
Did you know when you bank with Lone Star National Bank, you're investing in your community? By creating jobs that stimulate our local economy, creating success that we share with our community. In fact, Lone Star National Bank donates more money and more volunteers to more causes than all other area banks combined. We do what the little banks can't, and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
And welcome back to HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas. A 1-0 shutout win for the Rio Grande Valley Toros tonight, who pick up their 4th home win in a row. And Brian, take us through the highlights.
Bulk of the fireworks were in the first half. Rio Grande Valley strikes in the 17th minute. Take this look. Tyler, the creator, to Juan Galindres. Galindres whips that head back and forth, and that flick is all it took. But Rio Grande Valley up 1-0. After that, Rio Grande Valley just tried to keep the pressure on. He had a pretty good look there at Wilmer Andres with the touch. Here's a look for Ricketts, deflected back to Galindres, who can't control it. Toros holding on with the 1-0 lead. Phoenix Rising had a couple of pretty good opportunities. There was a fantastic strike from Arteaga, just pushed away by Tyler Derrick late in the second half. The Davila just about puts that one in, puts it off the upright instead. Another angle of that from field level. He does not miss by much, forcing Rios Novo to come back and keep an eye on that one. Second half had plenty of action for Phoenix Rising. They tried to make something happen. Tyler Derrick up to the task defensively. He gets his 6th clean sheet of the season. He continues to put up a great defensive performance. Worth mentioning, Rio Grande Valley was playing down a man the entire second half. Still able to dig deep defensively here. As you see, Trejo comes up just short, trying to run that one down. And Rio Grande Valley with the big home victory, 1-0, 3 more points in their climb up the Western Conference standings.
Galindres with his 3rd goal tonight. Davila with his 4th assist. Toros outshoot Phoenix Rising 9-4. overall, then 4-3 in terms of shots on target. Corner kicks favored Rising, however, 8-1. Fouls about even, 12 on the Toros, 10 on Phoenix. There were 3 bookings on each team, but a red card on the Toros. Each keeper made 3 saves and a 1-0 win for Rio Grande Valley, who snapped their 3-game winless streak with the victory here at home tonight, and they'll be at home again next Saturday as they host San Diego Loyal. Meanwhile, Phoenix Rising moves on the road for the second straight week. They'll be at Las Vegas Lights on Saturday, and then on Wednesday the 30th, they return home to take on the Sacramento Republic. Hope you enjoyed it here tonight. For Brian Smith, the rest of our USL Championship broadcast crew, it's the Toros with the win, 1-0 here in Edinburgh, Texas. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.